Hey there folks, and welcome back to A Grim Dawn. So in the last episode we found Homestead, we rescued the people with Olgrim, and got them back over there. We also found out about the derps and their egg clusters that need to be cleared out. But I think the first thing we're actually going to do here in this section is to take a look at something we haven't dealt with yet, which is bounties. When you get to respected status with a faction, you see here you gain access to the bounty table, which lets you sup from their many different foods. No, bounties they're sort of like side quests, but they can garner you favor. More reputation with the faction. And some of the quests are like kind of unique. Like some monsters will only spawn during specific bounties. So you see here, your assistance is invaluable to Devil's Crossing. There's always more that can be done to assist the survivors. So we can step away from the bounty table, or we can take a look at the currently available bounty. Now, bounties can take you all over the place. They can be kind of random. The list is, there's a decent sized list for each location, and so you never really know what you're gonna get. Let's see what may be our problem this time. Reanimators are the harbingers of the ethereal invasion. They supply the enemy with reinforcements and spread corruption with every step. If you thin their numbers, then that should give the guards of Devil's Crossing a much needed reprieve. You will be suitably rewarded with iron bits. Sure, so we could say accept the bounty, step away from the table, or next bounty. We'll accept this bounty. Yeah, see, bounties are repeatable. Each faction will offer you up to 5 bounties per game session, and you may discover bounties you have completed in previous sessions. And yes, you must hunt down your prey with limited assistance. This is one thing to keep in mind. A lot of the different quests we've done, we've been able to see on the minimap when we're close. Bounties don't show up on the minimap. They offer little to nothing in the way of actual directions, more than something incredibly general. And the 5 max per game session. Only 1 can be active per faction at a time, so however many factions you are at respected with, you can have 1 active with each at any given time. While they are intended to help you gain reputation with a faction, you can still do them when you're at max reputation, just for more grinding, more loot. And there are certain bosses that they send you out to kill that give you additional reputation on top of what you get from the bounty, so that's kind of cool. And killing something before you take the bounty doesn't actually complete the bounty. Things respawn in this game, so really that's not the way that works. Let's see, and another thing. Oh, let's see. Are you offering them? What do we have to? We would have to be at honored to purchase this. So a writ will give you 50% increased reputation rewards for the bounty when you complete it. There's also, let's see if it's here. Yes, indeed, a mandate, which is plus 100%. Plus 100% reputation gain when you complete a bounty. So yeah, we're not that well liked yet, and we can get either of those, but that's still a cool thing that we can keep in mind. Also note that I moved some stuff over to the smuggler to kind of clear out what we're doing. So yeah, we've got a bounty to kill some reanimators. I suppose we could have grabbed that before we did this stuff over to Homestead, because I'm pretty sure we killed some reanimators in Smuggler's Pass and all that. But Presumably we'll find some in all this ethereal corruption going on around Homestead anyway. Right. So here's the town, right? We've talked to Captain Somer. Talked to several other people through here. I suppose we can just... Oh yeah, we can talk to Ulgrim. That's right.
I hear you dragged Ulgrim's sorry ass out of Deadman's Gulch. Good work. Come see me later. Perhaps we can put your skills to some use.
I take it you don't like Ulgrim? Let's just say Ulgrim and the Black Legion have a history. That's not ominous.
So much death and no end in sight.
That's pretty much the way things go. Oh, double swords, you say? Yeah.
I wasn't sure you'd make it, but you pulled through. Those people owe you their lives.
They're not the first people who owe me their lives.
I wish that was the end of our troubles, but there is a mounting threat on the horizon that threatens to wipe us all out.
A mounting threat that threatens us. Well then, shall we stop it from
I'm
mounting?
going to check in with Creed here, but I suggest you speak to Captain Somer. She's the Black Legion officer in charge of this sorry bunch. Look for the grumpy middle-aged hag in Black Legion armor. She'll fill you in on the situation.
Yeah, so it sounds like you two have a hate-hate relationship going on. I'll speak to her.
Still
Sure.
haven't talked to the captain.
Yeah, where is she? Okay, just the same thing. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ooh, interesting.
I'll skip the pleasantries. Ulgrim tells me you're one tough slip, and right now that's what I need most. Will you fight for the Black Legion?
What's the Black Legion?
You were joking, right?
Pretty much.
We are the Imperium's most infamous, if not elite, legion. Conscripted from criminals and political outcasts and tempered in the front lines of the Empire's most brutal wars. The only regiment of the Emperor's legions that has
Time-honored
survived a massacre in
traditions.
the capital. If you could consider the losses we suffered surviving. I'd love to tell you our history, but I really have more important matters to attend to. Such as the mission I need you for. The question really is, are you up to it?
Are you suggesting that I'm not? Because I'm really not. I actually just, I saved all those people, but I figured now I could, take a nap, maybe hang out for a while, let you guys do the rest of the work.
The Legion is
Where do you
split
need
on
me?
two fronts. To the north, we have the cult of the Dawn. Nasty bastards keen on turning all of us into a puddle of blood for their rituals. I have my
Could be
best
worse.
men out there right now scouting ahead. The cultists are amassing in great numbers, and I'd like to know why. There is a more pressing issue, however, and this is where you come in. Ulgrim says that you are experienced with fighting the Ethereals. That's good.
Also with
You'll
being
need all
one.
your skills for this one. Far to the west, beyond the infested farms and the rotting croplands, there is an area teeming with ethereals that we have started calling the Gruesome Harvest. It's a
Interesting.
fitting title as the ethereals have been gathering corpses, animal and human alike, in order to conduct their sick resurrection techniques upon them. The barn there has been giving off a blinding aether light non-stop for the last few days and nights. That is, until today.
Good.
Whatever they are working on, it must be nearly finished. And knowing the ethereals, it's something monstrous. We can't risk the ethereals discovering that we know about their creation. I need someone to sneak in there and destroy this abomination before it even has a chance to wreak havoc upon my people. We'll only get one shot at this, so I want someone who has experience dealing with ethereal horrors to handle this mission.
It's
Will
just,
you be my champion?
I mean, when you put it that way, baby. No, I mean, are we sure it's a horror? Are we sure they're not just, erecting a monument? I guess it could also be a portal to an aether, an elder god. Fine. Yeah, what about the
Been talking to
derps?
Douglas? Look, I'd love to solve all the world's problems, but
Then get to it.
unfortunately I do not have the troops to send them out on a bug hunt. Douglas and the other farmers will just have to accept it for now. Perhaps later, once the Ethereals and the Chthonians have been dealt with, Then I can think about sending some men out to the fields to clear out this infestation. The Legion is split on two fronts. To the north, we have the cult of
I
the
will track down this
nasty
abomination.
bastard.
I will be your champion. That means I get like new gear and stuff, right? Because like seems like I should get new gear and stuff. 7th and 8th entries. Alright. That's quite the lengthy entry you've got there, sir. Alright, we'll call that good. The 8th entry. You just write volumes on volumes, don't you, buddy? Wow. Come on. Here we go. And presumably that'll be good enough. Alright. Random marksman. Any further words of wisdom?
You're headed to the gruesome harvest. Be mindful of the possessed trolls. They're even stronger than their living counterparts and
sure to bring
highly
them gifts.
resistant to the aether. The vanguards can even unleash the aether in a burst of energy around them. The reanimators will resurrect additional allies if not dealt with quickly. But if you manage to destroy them, their minions will fall along with them.
How do you know so much about the
I dedicated all
ethereals?
my resources to tracking down the ethereal threat, but I was too late to stop the
join
events that led to the Grim Dawn. Now I study the enemy, learn their tactics, so that we make no further mistakes. Trust me, I fully intend to use every resource at our disposal.
Including that big green crystal that I'm going to plunge into my forehead and become their leader. Also, 6 sword, dude.
This place may seem safe for now, but don't ever let your guard down. We are at war with devious enemies.
Like you. Why do you dislike the Black Legion? They represent the rejects of the Empire, forced together under a banner of oppression and lack of restraint. The Legion may be famous for its countless victories, but what you don't hear about is the brutality and the senseless murder. Sure, not all of them are like that. Many are unfortunate souls caught on the wrong side of politics, but it's difficult to wash that much blood off your banner with the good intentions of a select few. How do you know about Inquisitor Creed? I swear I can't recall when exactly we met, but the good Inquisitor had accompanied me on several missions since his encounter with Warden Krieg raised suspicion of corruption in the capital. His analytical mind and experience with the occult has proven invaluable since the Grim Dawn. It is unfortunate that we were too late to save Aralam. So he created you, right? That's what I'm hearing? He's a mastermind? And you're his finest something? Anyway, what did you do as the First Blade of the Emperor? Much of what I had to do does not bear mentioning. Let's just say that I eliminated threats to the crown and maintained a spy network spanning the width of the Empire. Most of that network is now collapsed, with agents gone missing or dead, but it has served me well even after the end of the world. And I guess that's all of our questions. So I guess that's about as much stalling as we can do. I mean, I guess we could talk to the Praetorian. I mean, he is a Praetorian. Footman? No. As you were. Got any stories from the front lines? If you have to go back out there, steer clear of the reanimators. I mean, I'm not sure that I can. They're the gangly skeletal creatures with aether crystals embedded in their backs. They spread misery with their very existence. Their touch ignites the earth with aether fire. The most despicable of all is their ability to raise the dead to do their bidding. It's one thing to watch a comrade die in battle. It is entirely another to then have to put him back in the dirt because he has become an undead puppet. I don't wish such a thing upon anyone. I mean, you wouldn't wish immortality on your best friend? You're a jerk. Hello, Rob. Bring us here. I admit I was resolved to die in that ditch when you found us, but I've found a new purpose here in the fields. These old hands may shake when they hold a sword, but I can still use a rake just fine. Blasted derps, an entire year's worth of food is going to go to waste out there. Hell if I know why the Legion hasn't cleaned it up. Somer's only concerned with her war against the Ethereals, then there's the blasted cult. I'm no soldier, so I suppose I'll just have to keep my mouth shut and work the fields we do have. This poor soul, not like the Elmsworth estate. That was some good dirt. Interesting. Fair enough. Should probably get our buffs going. Should probably level up too, that's right. So, right, devotion we're caught up on. Right. Sure, let's go ahead and bump that up a little bit more. Good. Yes. The sound of music has changed now that we're out of the Thornsbury farm. Good. They found some derps. You know what? These derps, they derp a lot harder than I expected. I was expecting like a single herp derp, but no, these are full on serious derp sentinels even. I gotta do the derping deed. That's fine, look, I mean, I understand to you guys this is genocide, but to me it's just, you know, it's just what everybody asked me to do. Hi, we found this life form. Can you kill it? Of course I can. It's what I do. Oh, seems like there's like way more than 10 out here. I mean, this is all fine. It's all fun and games until somebody gets derped to death. Which, I mean, sounds pretty awful. Not gonna lie. I don't know if it sounds worse than destroy the ethereal amalgamation. Hey, some more reputation with Homestead. Nice. Some bonus damage to the undead. Some spirit. More health regen. We have Vit resistance instead of elemental resistance. I don't know. I guess I decided this was better than what I had, right? There's a lot of defensive stuff for this. Not entirely sure it's all that great. Kind of awkward spot there. Alright, we'll just rock on without anything of them, I guess. Yeah, we can return to Douglas, but I guess we could also just... I mean, we've started on Genocide. We may as well continue down that path, right? Oh. There was one left. There we go. Alright, I guess we can check out this barn. Dragon's Pack. I guess we can quickly head back to Homestead and tell Douglas we have done the deed, and it won't be dirt cheap. Oh, Douglas, I've cleared out the fields as you asked. There was some iron and some reputation. I'm relieved to hear that, and that you've returned in one piece. Derps should not be trifled with, especially in such numbers. I will speak to Captain Sommer about sending some guards out along with some of the farmers. We will have that field cleaned up in no time. In the meantime, I was hoping you would hear me out on a far more grave task. I'm not an undertaker. The derp hives are cyclical in nature. Every 7 years or so, they birth a new queen, which promptly proliferate their numbers and cause them to explode across the countryside. In the past, we would rally together and exterminate the queen while she was still young. But after the Grim Dawn, the derps were allowed to thrive, and their queen has molted into a massive creature that spawns new derps by the dozen every day. She has to be destroyed, otherwise the insects will eventually run out of food and attack us in force. The queen is always guarded by 2 of her grand viziers. I see, so they have like a really well fleshed out hierarchical society that, because they're, you know, intelligent, so it makes sense for us to wipe them out. So you would have to acquire their pheromone glands to even enter her chamber. We know that the royal hive is somewhere out in the rotting croplands to the west of Homestead. After the way you handled the infested fields, I am confident in your abilities. Will you help us halt the derp reproductive cycle? Sure. Gladly pull together all of our iron bits if you can pull this off. I mean, I'm pretty sure I previously stated in an episode that I was a loot prostitute, so I can't really say no, even if I don't want to completely dead make an entire species. Buy that from me, please. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go elsewhere and get a better deal, but it's fine. Yeah, you're welcome, dude. So
I hope I didn't make a mistake by sending you. They are in an area we are calling the Gruesome Harvest. You'll know why when you see it. You will have to go through the infested farms and the rotting croplands to the west of Homestead.
See, everything is lining up well. Collect a pheromone gland from Grand Vizier Lozakal and from Grand Vizier Anixel. Good. Good. This is going really well for us. Uh-oh. They've already put Legionnaires out here. Interesting. well, I'm curious enough to head kind of this way. What's in here? Ooh. Dayla's diary. Interesting. A quest, you say? Property of Dayla Thornsbury. Return the diary to Dayla Thornsbury and Homestead. Well, I mean, in that case, we may as well take care of this stuff while we're here. Sure. Ma'am? Alright, I guess she's not there. There she is. Alright. Interesting. Weapon Master looks over the supplies and sighs. It's a damn shame about the cannons. This place would feel a whole lot safer if we had a few of those beauties mounted up on the walls. What happened to these cannons? We had no choice but to abandon them on the road when the Ethereals attacked us in force. Thankfully, the bastards don't know a thing about artillery. They can learn. What if I recovered them? Then I would call you insane. Treading into that area is nothing short of suicide. There's a reason we call it the Conflagration now. Oh, great. Great. So, I mean, I've got firewalkers. Certainly I can, walk through the Conflagration. It just makes sense. It's overrun with ethereals. Even the very ground will cook you alive with ether fire. You like living? Stay out of that place. Sure, just watch me. I'm actually not that big a fan of living, as it turns out. Looks like he doesn't have anything to say. Dayla, thank you for clearing out our farm. It's the best news I've heard in weeks. Well, I found your diary, and I read it, and whoo-hoo! Lady. Oh heavens, I hope you didn't read it. It's not proper to stick your nose into a lady's private scribblings. Thank you, I dropped it when we fled the farm. Figured the derps would have shredded it by now. I assure you I have not read a word, lie. Your secret is safe with me. Thank you for returning my diary to me. It might seem silly, but writing helps me relax, even now with the world as it is. We'll see, there's nothing silly about that. That is a good habit you should have. Dassault. Recover the lost cannons in the Conflagration. Yeah. So I'm assuming that up there is probably the Conflagration. That's vibe I get. I think we'll head west still. And see what may be lying ahead of us. Ah, good. Infested farms. Boy, that's some serious bugs you've got going on there. Alright, yeah, it's just fields everywhere. Ooh, and a shrine. And it needs a mutagenic ichor. Sure. Guess we'll walk back this way and touch. And let's go ahead and put that point in. I believe we started on the scythe last time. Indeed, so yeah, plus 12 health regen per second. That will hopefully make us a little bit sturdier. And with that, folks, I think I'm going to call this an episode. Thanks for watching. Next time, I guess we'll try to find these Grand Viziers and all these other quests we've got. Hope to see you then.